Episode 16 of the Redmont Rangers Road to Glory career mode here on EAFC 24, and Redmont Rangers find themselves top of League 2, just past the halfway mark in the season. Level on points with Wrexham, but top just about thanks to goal difference. Those 41 goals scored going a long way to contributing to that. We're matched up with MK Dons in our next game. However, we have played them recently. They do sit in 5th, so it's quite an important game, but we are going to simulate this game and the following game in the league, since they are the last 2 games of this calendar year. We've got MK Dons away, and then we've got Tranmere also away, and that's going to take us into January. We have got a couple of signings lined up to arrive in January. We've got a couple of outgoing departures as well, so we're going to simulate those first 2 games and get to this EFL Trophy game, round 2 against Stockport, and potentially we'll see a couple of debuts for those new signings there. So let's just check in with the first team 11, and we can see we might need to rotate just a little, and I will do that by bringing in Billy Bentley at left back, and I think I will leave it there. Just still injured, so unavailable for this match, and we will jump straight in and quick sim this game against MK Dons, who again are going to be playing a 4-3-2 holding and a pretty basic setup. Only won 1 out of their last 5 games, losing the other 4, so not a good run of form for MK Dons at this moment in time. So we will quick sim this one and see how we do, and we actually lose against MK Dons. Is that the second time we've lost against them this season? I think it might be. Wrexham did also win their game during that round of fixtures, so not a particularly good day for Redmont Rangers. Where did we play MK Dons last? We did lose 2-1 in the league at home, so MK Dons have done the double over us. Couple of messages in the inbox to clear. Lancaster is glad that he played, and Burgess is unhappy that he got subbed off, but he will continue to play an important role for us. Lancaster currently leads League 2 in assists with 7, just under an assist every 3 games, so not terrible at all. We've got a youth scouting report as well, so Ryan Bennett on first glance looks decent, but his value isn't particularly high. I might just sign him anyway, because his potential is very good, and we'll see what that 190k valuation ends up being. This guy Brendan Clark, valued slightly higher. His potential is lower, but again I think I might be signing him. I'm going to grab both of these 2 players. So we've got a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. I do need to start filling out that youth squad because we don't have many players down there right now. And the players we signed, a 49 overall, Brian Bennett, and then the other guy was Brendan Clark, 56 overall, so it doesn't look too bad. We can change the positions now of Walter, who we have switched to a right winger, and also Noah Cook, the guy with the pretty badass mullet, we are putting up front. It actually jumps his overall by 3, so he's now 56 overall at 17 years of age, and he actually looks fairly decent. So we've got a few players down in the youth squad that look like they might be worth keeping an eye on. Let's see how the starting 11 is looking for this game against Tranmere. We're going to bring Sam Ford back into the fold. We're going to bring Reece Bevan back in at left back, and I might actually give Charlie Coates a run out up front for this game. Carpenter can come back out for Bullock, and Suhail's progressing really nicely. He's up to a 63 now at just 24 years of age, so looks like he could be a player that we hold on to going forward. So Wrexham do overtake us. We are 3 points behind Wrexham, but we remain 10 points ahead of the playoff places. MK Dons gaining on us a little with that victory in the last game, but on to Tranmere. They're going to play a 4-3-3 holding. Again, pretty basic setup. 3 wins out of the last 5, so on a much better run of form than MK Dons were. but form went out the window in the last game. Let's hope it does the same here, but in our favour this time. And we actually lose again, 2-1 to Tranmere Rovers. Bullock gets on the score sheet for the first time this season, but we give up a late winner to Norris. So not a good run of form for Redmont Rangers. Wrexham do end up winning again, so they're going to extend their lead at the top. And we are into January, so this is Geriel Dorset coming through the doors at the Redmont Rangers training ground. Good looking centre back, left footed, which is something that we have been missing, and he's got the long ball play style, which I'm really intrigued by as well. Eager to play a few games with a centre back with that particular play style and see what he can do to contribute to that kick and rush tactical vision. We're going to have to change the colour of his sweatband by the looks of it. The blue not really matching with the rest of his kit there. Samson Tavide, also a player who has arrived. Josh Brown has left for Grimsby. Conor Graham's left for Bohemian. There is Dorset. Naylor has also left. He's joined Salford City, so selling a couple players to competitors in the league. And the board are unhappy that we're not keeping clean sheets at home. I'm fairly unhappy with that as well, so we're on the same page there. So let's take a look at those new players. Let's actually advance to the Stockport game so we can then see what we're working with in terms of a starting 11. Only 5 bench spots for this particular game. Tavide is going to get one of them, but Jake Dale is going to start up front. And Dorset, I think we're going to give a start to at centre-back. Looks like we're going to have to rotate heavily at centre-back. Carpenter's going to have to come in. And I think we're going to keep Bullock out there. So Carpenter can come in. De Silva's going to have to come in. Francis is going to have to come in. And I wish we had Eli Just, because Lancaster is fairly tired as well. Suhail can be our one defender on the bench, and then we're going to go with Ford, Smith and Tavide. So fairly fatigued for this game against Stockport. The new signings are fit and healthy and ready to go, but the rest of the squad less so. Let's check in on our new signings and see what numbers they have. Dorset wearing number 26. His boots look decent as well. And then Tavide gets number 13, which I'm going to change. He's probably going to have a number in the 20s as well. I feel like 28 would suit him, but that's Elijah Just's number. Let's give him number 29 for now. That's fine, that'll do. And let's jump into edit players and just... Oh, his sweatband is gone now. But he is now wearing gloves, so let's see if the sweatband was a thing. So it's none on his left wrist, and he does have a blue sweatband on his right wrist. So let's go with, let's give him a red one instead. Did that save? I just backed out of that with B. I'm not sure if that saved. What was it? His right wrist. It did not save. So red sweatbands, and we advanced that time instead. Right, so we are in round 2 of the EFL trophy. I'm not too fussed about this trophy, to be honest, but it would be nice to go on a run if we can. We did make it through the group stage just. We had 1 win and 1 loss, but Accrington Stanley managed to lose both of their games. So we do go through with Bristol Rovers. Team strategy, we'll check in on that quickly before we make a start here. I imagine it's updated potentially... No, we're still 14 out of 14 there. And I believe that was 13 before as well. So I'm not sure what they want us to look at there, but we have looked at it regardless. Let's check in the match report. They're playing a 5-2-3, same as us. It tends to be very hit and miss when we play other teams playing the 5-2-3. It can go one of 2 ways. We saw in a recent episode against Bradford, we really struggled against against their... I believe they played a 5-2-3 from what I remember in that. We definitely struggled whether they played a 5-2-3 or not. But there have been other teams that have played 5 at the back that we've dominated. So 1.5 star team. And let's jump into this game and hopefully get ourselves back on the right track with a victory.
This is it, a can't-miss game and a backdrop to match this special occasion. The fans had this one circled on their calendars long ago, and now it's a matter of who will dominate on the pitch. Big characters on the big stage. What a prospect! Comprehensive coverage coming up live on EA TV.
So everyone loves a cup game under the lights, and that's exactly what we've got here. Not the most prestigious of cup games, but a cup game nonetheless. Gerald Dorset starts at centre-back, so it'll be interesting to see how he fits in. And then I'm sure we're going to see Samson Tavide at some point as well, whether that is in place of Jake Dale or whether we even bring him in alongside Jake Dale.
And here's the starting 11 for Rangers.
Potentially, if we are struggling late in the game, that is something we can look to do. We're going to look to get Ryan Lancaster away early on the right-hand side, which we managed to do. Defender's fairly pacey as well, though. He does manage to put the ball into the box, and Dale brings it down and unleashes a strike at goal. And the Stockport County keeper is forced into an early save. Lovely touch from Jake Dale. Takes it down on his chest and strikes with his stronger left foot.
And he's fired over the corner.
And he's almost first to the header as well, but keeper claims. Well, they just muscled off the ball, but the Stockport defender gives it straight to Reese Bevan. They're just trying to cut inside, but can't quite manage to do so. If Francis was a little more aware there, he could have picked up that loose ball. Not the best of passes from the Stockport County player.
Had some problems at the back in recent years, so I think they just want someone they can depend on week in, week out. He reads the game well though, he certainly can handle himself, so I expect him to fit in well here.
Good feet from Sam Ford to set Lancaster away. And it's De Silva who sets Lancaster on his bike properly. Jake Dale again making the run across the front post, but again the goalkeeper comes out strong to claim the ball. Positive start from Rangers though. Just a high boot there. It would have been interesting to see if we got a free kick for that. And Dorset gives the ball away. We'll be looking to get the ball into Dorset's feet and see what he can do. That long ball play style that allows him to play lobbed passes and lob through balls with more accuracy. So long diagonal balls across to either De Silva or to Lancaster on the right. Potentially long balls down the channel for Burgess to chase. Poor touch from Sam Ford on the edge of the box.
Wright has it. Hippolyte.
Does look like we're going to be able to create opportunities in this game. We are finding space down the flanks, and that is one of the things that can be a bit more difficult when other teams also play a 5-2-3 formation. Oh, Sam Carpenter fails to get rid, and then he's out of position. And the Stockport County player finds himself in space just inside the box, turns and finishes. Really poor from Sam Carpenter there, gives the ball away, and then he's out of position. Neither Dorset nor Bullock able to come over and cover that space quickly enough. And again, Rangers find themselves 1-0 down.
Back underway, and 1-0 it is.
Really difficult period, results-wise, for us.
Camps. Miles Hippolyte. Now look at this, they might be able to cash in here.
Still a long way to go in the game, so no need to panic just yet.
After pass, keeping their opponents moving. To be in terms of the cross there.
Poor cross from the Stockport player. Fans wrapped up warm. It is January now. We have seen snow on the ground for the first time already this season. And that's another really poor pass from Carpenter.
Horsfall. Callum Camps.
It's had a terrible start to the game.
Powell has it. Trying to open them up. He had a bit of work to do in getting to that through ball, the goalkeeper.
Rhys Bevan makes a run on the overlap, and again we've got space in down the flank. Can we find Jake Dale?
And thumped away.
Can, but only his hand. Not particularly
Just have
useful.
to make sure they don't get caught on the counter-attack. Miles Hippolyte.
Zach Francis doing well to press and harry
And
the
emphasis is
Stockport
on
back line, but they
creativity.
managed to maintain possession. They managed to maintain possession even through Bevan's intervention there as well. Oh, it's Jake Dale that presses well this time, but again can't come away with the ball.
Better than this. Nick Powell.
Find it difficult to get a foothold in the game now.
Can he find the net?
Good save from Willis down low. Got down quick. Just a half chance that time, rather than the clearer cut opportunity that they had for the goal.
Played into the box. Just knocked it out.
And that's Jose De Silva winning the header there, but can only put it behind for another corner.
Good use as they try to add to their advantage.
Have to win that at the front post as well, but it's the Stockport County player making a run onto the ball that gets there first. Sam Ford will come away with it. He's going to have to hold the ball up because there's not a massive amount of help up alongside him just yet.
Tremendous vision. And in the right position to make sure it didn't go all the way through. Callum Camps.
I think this might be another game that we have to change our system slightly,
And a lot of options here.
because we're just not seeing enough possession of the ball at the moment.
Poor cross.
It's an interesting touch from Burgess, but it does come off. Jake Dale was making a great run, and he was in a bit of space there for a moment, but Bevan just unable to find him. Oh, and how has Sam Ford let that go out of play? Can't be giving them possession so easily.
Miles Hippolyte. That's very
Oh, it's a really good challenge from Bevan, but
letting it
the assistant linesman flags for a foul.
but not so.
Rico Elvedi on his way to Mönchengladbach. 10 million seems like a decent price for him.
Well, what a bargain this is.
We'll be interested to see the other transfers that do happen around, not only around the league, but around the country and around the world in general, I guess.
Well, that's a very poor effort, dearie me.
Well, he's made a mess of that. That's a wasted opportunity.
And Burgess in possession.
Burgess has beaten his man. Need to flood the box, but
Options in the middle.
attack is just kind of on their heels there. Jake Dale does well to turn though. Can he finish? He hits the posts.
Back in play.
Goalkeeper was beaten all ends up,
And was always going to be.
and it was almost a fantastic finish. just an inch or two to the left, and that would have bounced off the post and in rather than straight back out into the penalty area. Well, it's a good run from Sam Ford, but De Silva doesn't quite put enough on the pass to find him. This is a cup game, so I'm already thinking of ways that we can be a little more aggressive and a little more positive in the second half. That's a really tame finish. Stockport did very well to work themselves a chance, but and we get the soft free kick this time. So I'm also considering how poor a first half Sam Carpenter has had, and that is another misplaced pass from him. So I think we are fairly likely to bring him off at half-time, to be honest. We need a goal, and he's done us absolutely no favours at the back. It's a fantastic reflex save from Elliot Willis. Keeps us in the game. I think we're going to need to hang on until half-time. We go in one down, that's not too bad. Bit of ping-pong in the penalty area. And Lancaster heads away, but it's the Stockport players that are there first. Dorset just clears. We're hanging on a little bit here. Could spring a counter-attack though. If ever spots the run of Burgess, plays a well-timed through ball. Burgess cuts inside, also unleashes it goal, but it's blocked. Dale just tries to hold it up and manages to do so. Bursts into the penalty area, hits a cross goal, and it's another good save from the Stockport goalkeeper. Really good performance from him in this first half. Thought we might be on the score sheet now. I thought we might be equalising just before half time. We could still have the chance to do so. It's well done from Sam Ford to set Jose Silva away. But the cross is too close to the goalkeeper. Jake Dale again taking up a good position in the box, but goalkeeper quick off his line, as he has been on a number of occasions so far. Stockport giving the ball away though, and for some reason, as Jake Dale picks up the ball and starts to drive at goal, the ref has blown the half-time whistle. So we do find ourselves 1-0 down at half-time. And I think I will be making some changes. First change is going to be to the formation. Don't think we need 5 at the back when we're playing a 5 at the back team, or another team who are also utilising 5 at the back. I would love to take Carpenter off and leave Bullock on, but I think Bullock is just too... he's just too tired. I don't think we can justify it. But I will be bringing Sue Hale on at right back, and we'll stick with Carpenter and Dorset at centre back. We'll play De Silva at left back. Burgess, Francis Ford and Lancaster for now can make up the midfield, and we're going to bring Samson Tavide on for his debut up front alongside Jake Dale. So 2 fairly similar players. Jake Dale more well-rounded, more technically skilled than Tavide at the moment, but Tavide more of an athlete. But 2 big, strong strikers. Hopefully going to get us back into the game. I assume since we have only 5 substitutes that we can only make 3 changes in the game as well, rather than the 5 that you can make in League 2 games when we have, what is it, 7 on the bench, right? So already made 2. So I'm going to assume that we've only got 1 more to make in this second half. So we're going to have to bear that in mind as the second half plays out. And Samson Tavide could be in immediately here. And it's a fantastic save from the goalkeeper, one-on-one with Samson Tavide, and he comes up trumps in that encounter. The shot from Tavide just far too close to the goalkeeper.
Trying to pick out a teammate.
Carpenter's there. Very big, very strong. Gets his head on it. Turns it towards goal, but over the top. It's a good effort from the position, to be fair, and with two defenders making a nuisance of themselves. I do like the look of Tavide and Dale up front, though. I think they're going to be a difficult pair to deal with. So nice ball from Francis into Lancaster. Can he find a space to cross? He can't quite. But it is a Redmont Rangers throw-in.
Possibilities inside the box. Oh, very effective play, and they might be...
Does find the room to cross that time. It's blocked by the Stockport County defender. And it goes out for a corner. Hans Newman there with his Neo jacket on. And his buttons directly sewed to his chest rather than forming part of the jacket itself. It's an interesting look. Burgess whips one in. Dale can't get his head on it, but Francis will collect. It'll be Francis just to put the ball in again. Looking for Tavide at the back post. And the ball, I believe, was kicked against Tavide's hand, so Stockport County get the free kick. Tavide feels very quick.
The precision was lacking. Throw-in coming up.
And again, it's been Redmont Rangers who have made the better start to the half. We did that in the first half as well, however. Didn't stop us from going into the break 1-0 down. De Silva's on the overlap this time. He's going to throw a ball into the box. Can't find a Redmont attacker. Dorset comes across to deal with the counter-attack.
Carpenter.
And Carpenter spreads it wide to Sue Hale. Positions himself well. Puts his own ball into the box, and Jake Dale hits it first time. He went with his left rather than with his right. His right foot probably would have been a better option there, but does manage to turn it towards goal and force the goalkeeper into yet another save.
Now, counter-attacking possibilities here. Camps. We can get more details on that injury situation from our man pitch side, Jeff Shreves. Jeff?
I think it might be worth making a 4 at the back formation. On one of our team sheets, just because that does seem to be the better option against teams who play 5 at the back. And it would be nice to have that option. It's a great defender from Sue Hale. Finds Lancaster. In turn finds Jake Dale. And we're working the ball free down this right hand side. If Burgess can stay on side, which he can, he lifts it into Tavide. And we just can't get the ball to fall to a Redmont Rangers attacker in that final third in the penalty area. We keep putting balls into the box, but it continues to be Stockport County who are first to those balls. Oh, and they've worked it really well there. Samford seems to have picked up a little knock. Not sure how serious that is. Plenty of space here. The ball finds Jake Dale and he heads it right into the top corner. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about that one. And finally, Redmont Rangers make the pressure pay. And we find the equaliser.
Well, here it is again. Just look at the quality of the cross. It's inch perfect, and it's a comfortable finish in the end. He's made some
Great ball in from
It's
De
a
Silva and
lovely
a
goal.
towering header from Jake Dale. So much power on the header. And to place it where he did with that amount of power just gave the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. So all level.
Running again at 1-1.
Not 100% sure what happens in round 2 of the EFL Trophy if teams are level after 90 minutes. So potentially we could find that out.
Danger here as he runs.
Ideally though, we'll put the game away before and come away winners in regular time, but plenty of work to do if we are going to make that happen.
A glorious chance.
Oh, it's almost a good intervention from Carpenter, who positioned himself well to try and take away that little pass through. Tried it with the outside of the boot, the Stockport County midfielder, and it was the only way it would have got through. Pretty quiet game from Dorset. Oh, and that's really poor from Suhail. Just trying to play a ball square to the debutant, but I have no idea the Stockport County player was lurking.
Making progress. Delivering it into the box.
Oh, I thought that was in for a minute, but just side netting.
Just no luck.
Well, good technique, but just wide of the target.
Da Silva. Francis.
Oh, and we're just trying too hard now. We're trying to thread cute little balls through
Frustrating day for these fans today.
because we've got the equaliser and we've found a bit of momentum, but we just need to continue doing what we were doing to get the equaliser.
It's a good looking ball.
And Jake Dale plays Samson Tavide through. Can he finish this time on his right foot? And again the goalkeeper makes a big stop. Again probably a little too close to the goalkeeper from Tavide.
Barry.
But he does look very, very dangerous.
Well, it's a decent looking attack, this. Really
It's a
fine
poor
piece of
cross,
defending play
or a
to
decent
break
cross
it
to be
up.
fair, but no players in the vicinity. Lancaster's absolutely shattered. It's probably going to be him that comes off for Frederick Smith in just a bit, but he's going to try and influence the game one last time before he does make his way off the pitch. Sam Ford also very tired. Does seem to have run off the knock that he picked up though. Lots of tired legs out there.
Forcing the issue. Great composure. I think I spoke too
It's a
soon.
sloppy pass from the
Wasn't
Stockport
best
County
passes
defence.
finally.
It's not much better from De Silva though. It's a good intervention from Tavide.
Cutting it out.
Stockport get the bounce though.
Jordan Smith.
And we'll continue to press.
Ibu Toure.
And that's exactly why. Tavide can find a good position here. We might be able to find him. He's nowhere to be seen, but Lancaster takes a heavy touch. Just as he was shaping to shoot, he let the ball get away from him. And those tired legs
And the search goes on for a winner.
really coming back to haunt him there. We'll put the ball into the box though. Looked like it was going to drop to Burgess at the back post. Sam Ford's going to turn and shoot from range. And it's going to be time for some more substitutions. Or at least one more substitution. I didn't want Ford there, but I am going to try and bring Ford on for Sam Ford. And we actually do get the opportunity to do that.
Got the last touch. That'll be a corner.
Not sure if that's a glitch or if that's...
Deciding this is the time to
Those can't be the actual rules in the EFL Trophy, surely. You're only allowed 5 players on your bench, but you can make 5 substitutions. That doesn't seem right.
played over.
Oh, Jake Dale almost got there. strike from Tavide on the turn, but it was never on target.
And they're making a change.
Stockport County going to make a change of their own. Just 10 minutes to go now. We've definitely had the better of the second half. And changing to 4 at the back, putting an extra player up front has definitely contributed to that.
Forward they go again. Can they win this?
Going to look for Tavide at the back post again. Smith almost finds him.
Taking care of business defensively here. Can they do something
Stockport being very, very solid inside their own penalty area though, dealing with crosses, dealing with balls on the edge of the box very, very well. All game long.
to get tighter?
Test them again though with Burgess. Jake Dale makes a run across the near post and somehow squeezes it in from a narrow angle.
Amazing scenes here.
A gaff from the goalkeeper perhaps. Or maybe just taken by surprise. The header coming from the edge of the 6-yard box really. Yeah, really exactly on that vertical line of the 6-yard box.
It's a great goal.
That's exactly the kind of run that Jake Dale loves to make. And it's just in an awkward position for the goalkeeper, right down low between his right foot and that near post. And he's unable to get down quickly enough with his hand, unable to put out a foot quickly enough as well. And in the 85th minute, a second goal from Jake Dale means that Redmont Rangers now lead Stockport County by 2-1. We're going to go ultra defensive for the remaining 5 minutes or so. So we're going to have to change things up just a little bit. That probably involves putting Smith at right wing back. Suhail, Carpenter and Dorset can play as the central defenders. And Tavide is going to have to play out wide left, with Burgess coming over to the right. So that will be how we line up for the remaining few minutes of the game to try and see it out. Tavide making himself available immediately. Doing well to turn and drive into the corner. Not quite having the strength to brush off the Stockport County defender though. See if he can win the ball in the air, which he does. That's another reason we bought him, for his aerial presence. Looked like the ball was going to drop for Jake Dale there for a moment. It's a great intervention from Francis, but we had 3 Redmont players in the area. None of them alert enough to be the one to pick up the loose ball.
Do they have it in them to level this?
Set's going to have to come across, and he does.
Time is not on the side.
Blocking the ball in, and the Stockport County goalkeeper is coming up for the corner. Going to bring Suhail off the line. I'm not too fussed about having a player on the line. I'd rather have players in the mix to header away. Frederick Smith, probably the smallest player on the pitch, does exactly that. Carpenter wins it this time, and Jake Dale is likely going to win the second ball.
Can they make something of it?
On defensive duties, not where he finds himself most comfortable. Tavide just trying to beat his man and waste as much time as possible. Maybe it would have been wise just to pump the ball down the line, even though there would have been nobody there to collect it. And Sam Carpenter makes it a huge intervention in his own box there. And again, we'll have Jake Dale chase that one down. Everybody else can stay back. Again, Stockport County cross, but again, Sam Carpenter clears. And we will just pump the ball up the field and chase it down here. 3 Redmont players chasing it down. Not sure we need quite that many.
Well, the fans are driving their team on here, but can they respond with a goal? Time is running out.
And De Silva just sees the ball out. It's a Redmont Rangers throw in. And this should be the final whistle. De Silva had a really good game. Tavide just pumps it long, and there is the final whistle. 1-0 down at half time, but we do come back to beat Stockport County 2-1 in the EFL Trophy. So we will advance to round 3, and we will see who awaits us there after the game. Really poor game from Sam Carpenter.
of this.
2 big goals from Jake Dale though.
As opponents in
Come to expect that from him, of
Well,
course.
he looked a top-class player today. Every time he touched the ball, he was a threat, and he worked so hard for the team as well.
And we looked much better in the second half once we went to that back 4 rather than playing with the usual back 5. So I think it's definitely worth setting up a team sheet either in a 4-4-2 or potentially a 4-3-3. It might even be worth setting both up, since we might want to play some games with Jake Dale up front by himself. But it looks like it's going to be a good idea to pair Jake Dale and Samson Tavide together. They looked very dangerous side by side in that second half. Stockport County had the better of the game. 57% possession, 230 passes to our 146. 11 shots to 12, and the XG very similar. So definitely a game with 2 halves. And we'll see what the media have got to say after that game.
Some questions regarding the match.
Are we thinking about how far we can go in the EFL trophy? We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. It's not a priority. We're not going to put out the strongest 11 unless everybody's absolutely fit. Dalton's been struggling for form. Why did we leave him out? I actually don't remember why I left Dalton out. I don't remember seeing that he was tired, but I imagine he must have been. So that's probably the reason. Another fantastic display from Jake Dale, who continues to be the driving force between everything good happening for Redmont Rangers this season.
Thank you so much for your time.
Not sure what his goal tally is now, but we can check in on him and see. Jake Dale has scored 18 goals in 28 games so far. Samson Tavide comes over with 10 from Colchester United, so having a very good season himself. So we're going to leave it there for this particular episode. We take on Crewe Alexandra in the league in the next one. Decent looking left back here who we're going to add to the shortlist. His contract is expiring in 5 months, so actually potentially a player that we can look at signing on a free, which I'm going to do here because he does look very good. It didn't take me long to decide that I like the look of this player. Nick Saroya, potentially. Let's give him a 3-year deal. No release clause, and he's currently on a little over $2,000. We're going to try and get him for 1.5, and we're going to try and give him a 50,000 signing bonus, which he is happy with. So another new signing from Crawley Town, Nick Saruya. We get an A. He was a free, so we're not going to have him just yet. So we won't get him until the summer. So something to look forward to for certain. I have set up my scouts to look for similar players, people with 0 to 1 years left on their contract, so we can make a few other signings like that. My plan for the summer is to not spend any money on transfers, basically. So set up some free agent transfers, potentially bring in 1 or 2 players on loan, have a couple of players in the youth academy promoted to the first team squad, and that's how we're going to bolster the squad for the second season. And then our entire transfer budget, we're going to spend it on more youth scouts, potentially more global transfer network scouts as well. Elliot Willis is not somebody that I'm interested in selling, especially to Salford City. So we will leave episode 16 there. We currently find ourselves second in the table, still 10 points ahead of 4th place MK Dons. So we're going to be looking to extend that lead in the next episode, in which we will be taking on Crewe Alexandra, Crawley Town, and then Blackpool in the EFL Trophy. So we'll decide which of those games we'd like to play next time. Would be good to have another home league game to play, but then it would be nice to get our revenge on Blackpool, who have recently beat us in the league as well. So we'll decide on that next time. A couple of juicy fixtures coming up in January, just in general. Salford City, 3rd time we will be playing them this season. And then Doncaster Rovers as well, who also, I believe, find themselves in the playoffs at the moment. They do, well, not in the playoffs, but third place, the final automatic promotion place. So some very juicy fixtures in January. They'll be coming up in episode 17. So until then, take it easy.